I don't know about your For You page, but mine is riddled with Texas secession posts. Heavily amplified, of course, by the TikTok algorithm, which clearly lays out the bait for me to talk about this, and I am a willing participant jumping on this and recognizing the ridiculousness of 100% of those Texas secession posts. Because there is no functional, economic, legal, or socially justifiable, responsible, and doable way for Texas to become its own self-sustaining, self-reliant Republic of Texas as a new country in the world. Now, it sells well, and it pitches the emotion by Abbott and co. to get people involved and say, yeah, we want to be independent because it's the Republic of Texas, and we have a pew-pew that we can play Lone Star Ranger with. The only star that you're going to have is the one that's dimming and eventually turning into a black hole. And why is that? Because Texas cannot possibly exist without being tied into the union from an economic perspective alone, but also the federal benefits that millions of Texans are reliant upon, from Social Security to VA benefits to HUD, SNAP, TANF, you name it. Now, let's just say for a moment that Texas gains its independence. Millions of Texans would lose those benefits and, at the very shortest order, turn homeless. And we know how well suited and accepting the state of Texas is to those who are homeless. So that imposes a challenge upon millions of Texans, which is to either deal with the fallout of being unhoused in Texas or making it across the border into neighboring states, turning them effectively into what? Yes, refugees. It's a word that should sound familiar. So functionally, completely impossible, but it sells well. And this is what Abbott and co. are, of course, hanging their hat on because it just makes for great headlines. It distracts us from everything else that is going on inside the United States that is absolutely in need of being addressed and fixed. And they're running with it because it serves their narrative. The Biden administration offered $14 billion that was swiftly turned down as insufficient, but not because of the monetary contribution, but because it would kill their primary talking point, which is now evidenced by the increase in vile rhetoric coming from the Republican side, particularly, of course, from Abbott. And the thing is, there may be people now in the comment section chiming in that Texas could absolutely sustain independence. I would like to see your evidence as to how you're going to do that when you're no longer tied into the larger construct that is the United States. I would like to hear from you how you're going to develop your own currency, how you're going to replace federal benefits that millions of Texans are reliant upon, how you're going to protect the border when the Border Patrol is going to be absent, when the United States military is going to be gone. You're going to do all that on your own, or you're going to stand and it's like, well, I am a Texan and I'm armed, therefore I can defend the, future country of Texas. You know, if it wasn't so sad to actually listen to those knuckleheads, it would actually really be entertaining. But unfortunately, there are too many people who are hell-bent on seeing this through, and they are a very vocal minority. And unfortunately, there is no data present that is easily accessible, at least anyway, that tells us how many of those knuckle draggers are actually recipients of federal benefits themselves. And I would like to just take one of them who is such a recipient and ask them how they are envisioning the future of their lives. And I think the conversation is going to change pretty quickly. So long story short here, since I'm 4 minutes in, this is all media. It's spectacle. It's saber-rattling, headline-grabbing, emotion-generating bullshit. It is an emotionally sellable proposition, but it is functionally completely devoid of anything within reason. So with that being said, TikTok, if you're listening, just take those secession posts and shove it up your algorithm. You still here? All right, let's carry on. Because one shall never let a good opportunity go to waste, right?
Guys, if you are down at that southern border as an American citizen and you have protection, please be very careful. This administration is just itching for a reason to take that pew-pew right away from us. So be very careful. Do not give them a reason.
Blah, 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 blah. Fast forward.
Okay. Russia wants to help Texas. When you got Russia offering Texas their personal. Oh, I can't.
Blah, blah. Fast forward.
So, guys, the threat is already here. Millions of immigrants have come over that wide open border in just the past few years alone. And I know hands down, I am by far not the only person that has noticed that these immigrants that are flooding our borders, all very military aged, physically fit males from countries that do not like us, not at all. The threat is here, guys. And if all of our states, especially the red states, have no National Guard to protect them and are sending their military and their police officers down to the border to protect and to help Abbott in his defense of the border, who will be left to protect those people of those states?
Blah, blah. Fast forward.
Guys, know one thing. Nothing we are ever told is the truth. Nothing is ever what it seems. And by helping to secure that southern border, by sending multiple states National Guards and police officers, we are now leaving multiple states very vulnerable from, well, threats from within. Very real threats that, by all accounts, my friends, are already there. I feel like something fishy is going on. It is a much bigger plan, guys. And if you stand back and you look down and you realize one thing, it is playing out exactly how they were expecting Americans to react and how they were hoping Americans would react as well, by sending all of their defense to the southern border. Things are never as they seem. And my friends, my beautiful friends, the threat is already here. But can we just get back to the fact that Russia wants to help?
Never let a good opportunity go to waste, right? So it's not just foreign powers who are generating headlines because they now can. And we know that Russia is a media adversary of the highest degree. That has been proven since Cambridge Analytica. But it's creators like this one, 2.2 million followers, unbelievable reach, penetration in the marketplace, and a ginormous audience that this creator is emotionally engaging, making money hand over fist by stirring our angst. It's creators like these who have no place in an organized, responsible society. Because when you zoom out large enough, how is Russia going to supply Texas? By sea? Coming all the way across the ocean? Into United States controlled waters? How? By land? How? Through Canada? Good luck. Through traversing the United States? Think for 2 seconds. Russia is generating headlines. This creator has jumped on it and is squeezing you for every single second of view count so that she can make money. I just hope that we wake up within enough time to not let opportunists wreck us. My confidence at times is really dwindling because logic and reason seems to have escaped us by far and large. Notwithstanding that, there are many creators who are still having integrity, and they let that integrity guide them. And I hope that you will find those who have that integrity and those who are just squeezing you for views. And I do hope that you make the appropriate decision as far as your content consumption is concerned to starve the ones and elevate the others.